Start from the bottom now, yeah. Start from the bottom now, yeah. Okay, you guys
Alright.
ready?
3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, welcome back to Frank Speaking. My name is Frank and I am my Diane and my brother. If you guys watch the video post last week, we're talking about self-love. And today guys, we have a new topic for you. It's not a new topic, it's just continuing in part 2, you know. So hopefully you guys are gonna like it, and
Yeah, guys, we're back and we're better. We miss you. Hopefully you didn't miss us too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, like what Frank was saying, that this is part 2 of our topic that we discussed last week concerning self-love. And remember, the discussion was based on factors that we need to assess in our lives before we get into a relationship. First was self-love. Second, we agreed that self-development and self-improvement is critical before getting to yourself into a relationship. So Golda is going to give us a few definitions and then we'll break this conversation down.
All right, thanks, Jen. So as usual, we wanted to find our terms so we're all on the same page and we know kind of what we're talking about. So self-development for us is taking the steps to better yourself, such as learning new skills or even overcoming bad habits. And also self-development is the same as personal development, where this is a lifelong process. So you don't do this in a night or a day. You know, as you're growing and as you're, relating with people, you're looking into yourself and you're seeing the parts of you that needs to be improved, needs to be changed, and you're working on it. So it's a way for people to assess their skills, their qualities, and consider their aims in life. And also set some goals, right, in order to reach your potential or your goals. So that's what self-development is.
Hopefully got that down. And the reason why we have brought this topic about self-development and self-improvement is because I know a lot of times we're so quick to list the qualities that we're looking for our partner. It can be a girl or a guy. But we have to take a step back and look upon ourselves to know that if we have those qualities that we're looking for, right? Because I like to think of it, the list that we have is a reflection of who we want to attract. So yeah, so the steps that we come up with was discussing about assessment, discussing about purpose, and we're going to discuss about skills. So let's go with lists. I think a lot of times women have a longer list than men. In general, women look for like someone who is put together, someone who's financially stable, someone who's educated, not really necessarily going to school, but someone who likes to challenge themselves. From a man's perspective, what are some general qualities?
Well, from man's anyways, as a guy, we always look for first thing, like me, I'm gonna put myself like fear of God first, good communication, respecting, and you have to be in the same page, and I have to know if you're literally stable, you wanna literally be with that person. So that's what for mine is. Some other guys, I don't know what they will.
Yeah.
So,
like everyone's list is different. Again, this is like coming from our perspective. Don't say that we know it all, but so we have this list. But what we want to discuss today is just like how we can also bring something to the table. A lot of times we come with the mentality like, for especially some girls, they're like, oh, I'm worth it, I'm the prize, and all these things. But ladies, please level up. Know your worth, but also bring something to the table. So the first thing is awareness. So Golda can take it.
So when we talk about awareness, as individuals, we want to be able to spend time with yourself. So the word is introspection. So this is when you're spending time with yourself and thinking about your feelings, your thoughts, your characters, your fears, right? Like you want to get to know yourself so that people don't tell you about you. Like you are the expert of yourself. But how do you do that? You can't know you unless you spend some time with yourself. Like just learning how you interact with people and how that impacts how your actions and behaviors impact people, because that'll give you the power to control yourself and to be in healthy relationships. So that's the first piece of being aware of ourselves, right?
How can we do that, right? How can people take the time to get to know themselves in this day and age where like everyone's so busy with the social media, and a lot of times some people don't like being alone, like physically. So how can people do that?
I think what Golda says, she was right. Sometimes you have to trying to know yourself first before you present yourself outside, you know. So you have to learn yourself. That means like just take your time with yourself, you know. Learn, like, know yourself. I know you know yourself already, but what are you gonna present to people? Is it what you have inside, or just doing that thing to just praise people? But what I'm trying to say, like, let's try to be real.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
Yeah. You know.
Be real.
Yeah. If you're real, that means like people, they'll see now like this person is real for sure. But if you don't really know how to take that real out or how to share it, it's better take your time for yourself. You know, practice more and then share it outside now, and then you're gonna see how real it works to know yourself.
No,
That's so
totally.
good.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is so
That's
good.
so awesome because, like, in terms of awareness, one thing that helps with that is when you're relating with people and people maybe make some comments about you, and maybe even when they say negative things about you. For a person that does self-awareness, you don't get offended by it. You know, you step back and you take a look at, okay, so this person said that I am loud, for example. You know, take a step back and think about that. What does that mean to be loud? Does that bother you?
Yeah.
Is it bothering somebody else? Right? If it's not bothering you, it's not bothering somebody else. Maybe that's your character. You take it and you run with it. But usually when things bother you and bother other people, then sometimes you might want to take a look at it and see, do I want to change that? Do I want to keep that? Right? That's something that you have to battle with. But remember, the purpose of developing yourself is to have an effective relationship with others. So what that means is there's a compromise that needs to happen, but a healthy one, right? Where you know that, okay, my loudness makes my partner go crazy. So do I want to keep it, or can I tone it down 1%? Right? Just that.
You know, some things like this is a whole sermon, guys. Like literally what Frank just said about being real. Like if you're going on for a date, I get it that you know you want to put your best foot forward, but just present yourself, and that takes time. You spending time with yourself, right? So like what Golda said, like you're the expert. Like nobody knows you the way you know yourself, except God, who obviously created you. But your parents don't know you the way you know yourself. Your best friend doesn't know you, because what's in our heart, we can hide that from man, right? So if someone doesn't really love you for who you are, I say that don't really be in a relationship, because you know marriage is a long time. So you just want to be able to be with someone who loves you for who you are. That's key.
Then that one I'm gonna just take down, like that one I'm gonna say this: your life is in your hand. So don't just drop it because of someone. You know, so keep, like, if you're ready to drop it, make sure you have to, like, are you ready to do that, for you to drop it? So this thing is it's very hard though. You know, it's very hard.
So we start with awareness, and then the next piece we're saying is that you gotta have a purpose, or working towards a purpose, right? Because purpose is a lifelong thing, and some people don't find it right away, and it takes some time. But if you love yourself, from our first series, then you want to spend time figuring out what your purpose is, because when that partner comes in, you guys are going to be working together towards your purpose and their purpose, right? You merge your vision together, right? So you got to figure out your purpose. So what we said was purpose is, what's that one thing that you will do even when you don't get paid for it, right? That thing that gives you fulfillment, like you feel joy and you feel good when you do this thing, and you're going to do it even if you don't make money from it, right? What are you guys' thoughts on purpose?
Finding our purpose. I don't know about you. Hopefully we're working towards finding our purpose. I know it's not easy. That the key thing that Golda said is a lifelong journey. It's only God who honestly knows the purpose of our existence, right? So if you have that relationship with him, and you're always, you know, going towards him and building that just relationship with God, he will give you the knowledge of the purpose of your existence. But I think what Golda was saying, that it's important to you may not know the full extent of your purpose, but get good glimpse. That way, whoever you're going to want to spend the rest of your life with, you're combining that, I guess, yeah, you're combining that life.
Yeah, it is challenging because, you know, like any step you have to see, like, yeah, because I'm pretty sure some other guys, big girls, you guys have those diary, whatever, you all write all those kind of stuff, you know, what the purpose, whatever. So, yeah, so what I'm trying to say is, like, even before you, like, you have to, like, you know, it's like you put it down, you write it down, like, I'm looking for something like this, like this. So before you go, make sure you have to see your page and see his page if you, like, you guys are, like, in same road, you know. If you're not in same road, then you guys it's not gonna go anywhere, you know. But there's like, you can try to work out on it, but it's just like you just have to just look for what you're looking for.
So how can we help people discover that purpose? Like, what would you say, Go, that are some keys to finding your purpose? Which is a really, really difficult question, but it's practical things.
I mean, before I go into that, though, it's important to find our purpose, because sometimes we go into relationships and then we lose ourselves, right? Because we depend on the others so much. So relationship is like two individuals still having your values and coming together and forming maybe one empire. But you should also be able to separate and come back in separate way. You should have your individuality. So in terms of finding your purpose, that's hard. Number one, if you're a believer, it's God. You go to God and He directs your path, right? And sometimes ways that people can do that is, it's that awareness piece. So that spending time with yourself, you'll start to know what you like. So it's always important to pay attention to what you like or what people compliment you on. Like if people are like, whoa, you're such a helper, or, you know, you're so patient, you're so kind, or you're such a teacher, or, you know, oh wow, you're such a, what's the other word? Like you're caring. Like when people say those things to you, so things that are positive, usually you want to pay attention to, because this is what people see you as. So that could also play into what your purpose is, right? So if people are saying you're a teacher, maybe your purpose is to teach. Go be a teacher. Or not even teaching school stuff, but teaching things in general about life, right?
Like,
those
like,
kind
like
of
frankly speaking, right?
Exactly. Amen.
So I don't know. Yeah, that's
so good.
That's just simple stuff, but
don't feel overwhelmed like you don't know your purpose. Like you said, you're walking towards. I think that awareness and that decision to even want to know your purpose is very key to start that journey. Because once you do, I think it makes life more meaningful. Like we're here, you know, working 9 to 5. Some people are working multiple jobs just to earn an income, just to get a paycheck. But then you think of it like how when you hit retirement, you think about the years that have, like, not wasted, but the years that have gone by of you just simply working, and you never really fully enjoyed the life that God has given you. So you just have to be able to live a purposeful life. That way it's just more enriching. And you live a good legacy when you leave behind. So
So the third thing was skills. Right? So number one, awareness, self-awareness, spending time with yourself. Number two was purpose, finding your purpose. So the more you spend time with yourself, the more you'll be able to figure out your purpose. Right?
Exactly.
So pay attention to your thoughts, your feelings, the urges, the things you like, the things you're motivated to do. And then after that, you want to learn some skills. Right? Man, we go to school to get a job. We go to school to build careers and all of that stuff. But one thing we don't do, we don't go to school to be in relationship. But it's important. We study about relationships.
Let them know.
This is the ultimate biggest thing for humans.
Exactly.
To belong, to connect, to have a relationship, and yet we don't spend a lot of time on that.
No.
So skills are important.
I mean, how hot you like guys getting together.
Important.
No.
You know, part of relating is the natural piece where we
Yeah.
learn by relating.
Yeah.
But don't forget the books.
skills.
Don't forget the skills. You gotta
Exactly.
learn what? Communication skills.
Yeah.
We gotta learn emotion regulation skills,
Yes.
like emotion intelligence.
Key.
Major
Key.
key.
Honestly, that. Wow, what you said, like what we go to school, we learn about math. Have I even used math since graduating? Only God knows, but like,
Right?
But yeah, just like that interpersonal skills that we need, not only just for romantic relationship. I was sharing with Golda and Frank before we film. Just honestly, your general life, because you have relationship with everyone in this world, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's romantically, whether it's professionally. You need to know the skills in order to sustain and develop these relationships. So what Golda said, communication. This is, I think, one of the reasons why our generation, so please, as our motto here is just like empowering future generation.
Yeah.
Guys, please work on your communication skills. That doesn't mean that like you can just be talking anyhow, but learning how to listen and learning how to deliver your message correctly, and just being present. Because even though like sometimes I see people who are talking to one another, some people they're like busy on the phone and stuff like that, and just pretending that you're there, but just giving someone your undivided attention goes a long way. And yeah, it's really, you would know how really important it is in a relationship, because no one likes to be ignored. People want to feel appreciated, people want to feel like they're important. So communication skills for sure.
Yeah, skills is very, very, very important. You know, skills, very important.
Yeah, I think just in your singlehood, I remember I was watching this, you might be aware, but I think Golda is aware of it. Relationship Goals by Pastor Mike, Transformation Church. You guys can check it out. But he just talks about the season of singlehood. Sometimes we're just so in such a rush to get in a relationship that we actually overlook the purpose of being single. You know, because like, oh, I don't want to be alone, or look at that couple and all these things. It's like, good, you can admire, but don't envy, because you want to work upon yourselves. So like what we talked about, being aware, finding your purpose, and working on your skills. This is the time. You know, master the skill. That way your relationship that hopefully can lead towards marriage can be fruitful. Because you don't want to like get in a relationship and then date and like have like you're butting heads, like just on the simple thing of communication. If your boyfriend's not texting you, you're going mad. Like emotional regulation, which is really important, like Golda has said. Like work on it now, that way you can enjoy later on. Right?
Imagine all of us working on communication skills. Like you're working on it, I'm working on it. When you're in a relationship and all of us know how to speak, how to listen, how to be patient, how to validate feelings.
And
then
what fruitful we're gonna have fruitful conversations and relationships.
You guys forgot to add something.
What?
Which one?
Understanding.
Yes.
We should understand one another.
Hands
You
down.
know?
Yes.
So he said communication, understanding, and
interpersonal relations.
interpersonal
Relationship skills.
skills.
So and there's more to it. So I think these are just the ones that just came up from our mind. But what we're trying to emphasize is just getting to that point that you're putting effort to work on these skills. Even if you don't have it, that's okay. Don't beat yourself up for it, but work upon it. If you're having trouble communicating, start practicing how to communicate properly. If you're not, you're up and down with your moods, learn how to control. Self-control is really important. Right?
And we can totally have segments we can break down all these sections. Communication, emotion regulation, interpersonal relationships. Like we'll break it all down. But guys, it's also really important to read books. Like the 5 Love Languages is your go-to book by Gary Chapman. Get that book and read that book. There's also a book, Things I Wish I'd Known Before I Got Married, by the same man. Get that book. Because it just pulls out certain things that we don't think about before we go into relationships. And by just preparing yourself, right? And it's not going to be that when you read the book, you're going to have a perfect relationship, because nobody is perfect, right? But it just gives you an edge. And you go in with some knowledge or, something so that you don't start on a rocky, ground.
Yeah,
right?
foundation is key.
Foundation.
Anyways, guys, you guys will hear what these two beautiful girls they say here.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys gonna like these videos.
So
we're gonna
recap.
share, and next week we'll continue from here.
Yeah.
Because if we finish everything, then next week you guys you're not gonna give us your time. So we're gonna just cut it from here, and hopefully you guys are gonna like it. And please follow our page, Frankly Speaking Facebook, Frankly Speaking Instagram, Frankly Speaking Snapchat, and then we have Frankly Speaking YouTube. Just you guys, please. We just wanna say thank you to all of you. Like all of you, just take their time to just listen from us, and who just take their time to watch the video and comment. We really appreciate your love, guys. And please, we're still together. Let's hold our hand together and continue supporting one another. Frankly Speaking,
Helping one another.
you don't know.
See you.